Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another video on the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Spider-Man, and today is going to be a comparison video. I'm going to get into depth comparing the Maximum Series Spider-Man figure next to some other Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures, particularly the first appearance Spider-Man and the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. I'll also compare this to the MAFEX number 138 comic version Spider-Man. Now, I did intend to have these photos in my video the other day, and for whatever reason, the editing software just lost them, or YouTube lost them. I don't know what the heck happened, but I worked very hard on those photos, spent hours taking those images, placed every single one of them exactly where I wanted it to be, as you're seeing it right now, and I was just really bummed out. I did enjoy the Minecraft movie, though. I went out with the kids and Charlita won, and we saw the Minecraft movie, got Minecraft McDonald's, had a great time, and then after the movie, I had to check my comments, and I was like, no, my pictures didn't make it, but there they are. And I wanted to go ahead and make these comparisons right over here. There's the three figures that we'll be looking at comparing to this MAFEX Spider-Man. However, I wanted to start off letting you guys know that I am making this video for those of you that have this figure or wanted this figure, because since I posted my video, I've gotten a couple of tips about what I could do to make it more fun to pose around. So if you're convinced that this is just terrible and you just don't want it, I am not here to try to convince you one way or another to get this thing. It actually made me happy to see people leave comments saying, oh man, you just convinced me to cancel my pre-order. Hey, that's great, man. If my videos are going to help you make the best decisions for your collection, that makes me happy, all right? So one way or another, if you decide to get this, it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm just happy to help your collection be as dope as it can. Now, first thing is, there's a detail on this head sculpt. This is the good head sculpt, which, by the way, the $50 price point, still not worth it, man. Those accessories could have made it, but they didn't. I'm just really bummed out that the accessories just did not cut it. Anyway, this head sculpt, which is the one I like, still doesn't have a little detail in here, and that is, this is the Spider-Man number 6 McFarlane statue figurine. You can see in the middle of the eyes right there, most of the time, not every single time, but most of the time, Todd would draw these little spikes right there in the middle of the eyes, and we're missing that on this figure right over here. And the Raft set McFarlane Spider-Man did have a little bit of that spiky thing in the middle, but we're not getting that on this one right over here. So that's a detail that I missed. And after playing with this figure a whole ton, I did notice the head feel a little loose, like it wants to swing around on me a little bit more. It's not going to fall off the figure or anything. As you can see, I'm shaking it. It's not going to just fall off, but it's a little bit more loose than I had anticipated it being. Now, somebody had left a tip for the neck pivot, which I just didn't even think about on my own. So as we discussed, you can get the head only tilting that far to the side, which is very weak. Even trying to half that ball joint at the neck, it still doesn't move to the side that much. But somebody had left a comment saying, or asking if you could tilt the neck to the side, and then I just thought, hey, wait, I could tilt the head forward and then utilize that hinge, and boom, there we go. Now we have a badass neck pivot or head pivot right over there. It's not anatomically correct. You can see the hinge on this side, but if you want to take dope-ass pictures and you want to use this, you can do it. That looks cool. Like that, that's fine. As far as the MAFEX figure, this bends in, I don't know, they bend in about the same. I feel like they both, I don't know, maybe the Legends one possibly even more. But you can see, let's see if I could push this even, well, that's the diaphragm moving. Yeah, that's as far as that one goes. So I feel like the Legends one does tilt a little bit more using that technique, turning that all the way around. And then this morning during the breakfast party, Panda made the recommendation of how about you turn the neck all the way backwards and then use the hinge to make him look up even more so than he's supposed to, and bam, there that is. And that is very impressive. That actually looks up more than the first appearance Spider-Man, I think. I don't think it could look up more than that, actually. But I still think the eye level compared to the back is higher on the Max Series Spider-Man figure. Renew Your Vows is garbage when it comes to looking up. They totally screwed that. Comparing these two, man, it's comparable. It's, I don't know, I feel like the Max Series and the MAFEX are about the same. And due to Frecky's request, I have his Scarlet Spider custom right here. Oop, just popped that ball out. Without halving or popping things off, you could see that, yeah, they both look up. I don't know, maybe the custom Scarlet Spider looks up a tad more so, but then you get the weird gappage right over here. Not so weird on the gappage, but the anatomy is all off, of course, because that's not what the figure is originally intended to do, but that's still very comparable. So that is awesome to see. I love that I can make that happen. You're not going to see the screwed up anatomy if you're taking a shot from the front. You know what I mean? If you're doing this, you're not going to see that part of the neck. So that's pretty cool. I love that you could do that. The butterfly joints on this figure are actually very, very impressive. I really like them a lot. On the MAFEX figure, you do have this muscle right over here that gets in the way, so you kind of always have to lift the arm up a little bit to move it back. You don't have to do that on the Max Series Spider-Man figure. I guess that can look really ugly, so, you know, be wary of what angles you're using when you take that photo. But yeah, as far as moving this arm back and behind him, I feel like you could get more reach than the MAFEX. Oh, just pop that off. And by the way, there's something to be said about this plastic choice from the Marvel Legends. I feel like you could drop it and I'd be a lot less scared of this one breaking than this one right over here. But you can see that arm does reach back a little bit further on the Max Spider-Man. Comparing it to the first appearance Spider-Man, it does move back more so. I think Renew Your Vows actually does move back about the same as the Max Series Spider-Man though, right? They're fairly similar right there with Renew Your Vows and Max Series. Now, as far as going all the way forward like that, that is impressive. You cannot do that with the with the Renew Your Vows. It will not go that far forward, which is cool to see on the Max Series. As far as first appearance, pretty close. It is pretty close, but you could still get more range over here. And then comparing it to the MAFEX, I feel, oh, damn it, popped that off again. That's about the same with the Maximum Series. I do feel like the reds on this Maximum Series are a bit more consistent than the MAFEX figure, right? Like you can see the shoulders are a bit darker than the torso. I feel like the reds are actually more consistent on this figure than the MAFEX figure, but damn, I love having the sculpted in cobweb lines. But the fact that we're getting so much more deco on this, it actually satisfies that itch for me. I'm not that bummed out about him not having the cobweb lines. The double jointed elbows, this is a little thing I didn't show off in my review. By the way, the bicep has gotten a little bit of scuffage right there, and a little bit of scuffage on the inside of this one too. So a little tricky to see, but it is there. The double jointed elbows bend in very nicely on this figure, as well as they do on the MAFEX, of course. So that's comparable. But I feel like the Legends first appearance Spider-Man bends in just as good as the Max, or possibly better. So there that is, you know. The ab crunch on Max Spider-Man is superior. I love this, dude. Look how far forward that goes. That is very impressive. And then doing the same thing with the first appearance Spider-Man, trying to keep that belt line the same, not using the hips, getting that all straightened out. Max Series is bending forward way more than the first appearance figure. And same deal with the Renew Your Vows. Max Series is bending forward a lot more. And getting those butt cheeks lined up, it actually bends forward more than the MAFEX figure. Ooh, I gotta get Fei Long. Keeping those belt lines even. It looks like Max Series Spider-Man bends forward. I don't know. No, it looks like Fei Long's bending forward more so. You know, his chest is closer to his crotch. I don't know. It looks like Fei Long's still... Damn, that's close. And then moving back, that does go very far. Whoa! Fei Long goes back way farther. It looks like Fei Long does bend back a little bit more so, I think. You do get that circle popping up right there. You don't have that popping up over here. MAFEX Spider-Man doesn't bend back as much as the Max Series Spider-Man, so you can see that. I don't know, a little bit more than first appearance. But somehow, Renew Your Vows does bend back a lot more. But damn it, that looks ugly. Now, these drop-down hips are better than any Marvel Legend that we've seen. This is impressive. When talking to Factory about doing drop-down hips, it was mentioned how scary it is working with drop-down hips due to QC and the chances of these breaking, and it does happen. The fact that Hasbro was able to make this so strong and durable, I think that they deserve credit for it, especially from talking to a Factory, their words, not mine, about how risky it is to do this. And I think they did a really good job with with it. I'm like able to move the feet together like that. And then this turns around all the way just fine, just so you guys know. You know, you don't have to worry about breaking your figure. It'll turn all the way around. No waist cut though, but I didn't expect that. They could have gone with this articulation and then you would have gotten that cut. As far as this figure's legs moving together, you're going to get the same thing where a thigh is going to kind of pop out a little bit more so. But, you know, this definitely looks cleaner on the MAFEX. The double jointed knees look really good. They do bend in very far. Looks better, I think, than the Renew Your Vows, but still kind of similar. And these knees right here on the first appearance look like they move in a little bit more, or if not the same. Of course, MAFEX has it down where they're able to get this sculpted really nicely to get all close and cozy in there. So I do like that. But I don't know, comparing it to the the MAFEX, I feel like you could almost bend the knees in more on the MAFEX, as much as I like how that looks. And then the last thing I'll bring up is the toe joints. I do like these toe joints. They have more surface area. It's easier to get him to stand on his toes. You can get Renew Your Vows to stand on his toes as well, but it's just easier to do on this figure. Plus, this little piece sticking out right there, I had that happen to me with my Street Humans figures. I feel like that helps balance it when you support the figure on the toes. But damn, I really wish they filled in these little gaps right here. I don't know what the deal with that is. So anyway, that is my comparison video, you guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. I do hope it helps you in your purchase making decisions. I'm just trying to inform you what you could do with the figure if this is a figure that you wanted. You know what I mean? If you didn't want it, like, this is not the video for you. I tried to explain that as much as I could at the beginning of the video, not just at the end. Just trying to give you guys the info that's been passed down to me that made me have even more fun with this figure than I initially had, because I've been having a great time with it. I kept it in my leather jacket pocket and carried it around with me yesterday, and yeah, I don't have to worry about it being $100. You know, the fact that it's $50, yeah, is ridiculous. But still, just this figure on its own, dude, if it wasn't for the accessories in the price tag, if they kept this thing at around $25 and didn't include all those accessories, everybody would be dick glazing Hasbro right now. But no, at this point, yeah, it's you really have to want this figure very badly to pay double for it, really. And me, first comic I ever picked up was a McFarlane comic. I love his artwork when it comes to Spider-Man and pretty much everything else. So I'm stoked to have it still. I just really wish it didn't cost so damn much. I really wish I liked the accessories a lot more than I do. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're new here, I have more content coming your way. Hit that subscribe button. And if you want to participate in the perks, like the live stream we had this morning, which was exclusive for Patreon and channel members, you could hit that join button, or you could just stay tuned for more, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,